NamRA Kachenu, NamRA Kachenu, NamRA Kachenu, NamRA Kachenu, NamRA Kachenu, NamRA Kachenu, NamRA Kachenu.
NamRA, serving with passion.
Hello and welcome to this edition of NamRA Kachenu, your trusted source of all things tax, customs and excise. I am your host, Johanna, and I'm delighted to be in your company for the next half an hour or so. In recent developments, NamRA management meet Minister of Finance. Malawi Revenue Authority visits NamRA. And NamRA tug of war team remain undefeated. All this and more coming up. Stay tuned. Finance Minister Honorable Erika Shafuda encouraged NamRA to execute its mandate as contained by the law without fear, favor or prejudice. The minister recently engaged the NamRA management. On 30 July 2025, the NamRA Revenue Agency management met the Finance Minister Erika Shafuda to brief her on the operations and activity of the agency. Leading the delegation, Commissioner Sam Shivute also used the opportunity to talk about NamRA's performance at the just concluded Public Enterprises Games.
The team of men and women in navy blue, white and a touch of orange were independently voted as the most cheerful, motivated, entertaining and happy team. That was in Rietfontein. The prizes were given. The most motivated, the most entertaining, the most energizing, the most cheerful team for the third time in a row went again to Team Namibia Revenue Agency. And we have received a lot of call and query people saying, we also want to work with NamRA. Now, Honorable Minister, energy don't lie. We took for the third consecutive year, we are going to keep it forever. But what makes us happy about this, even before we go there, about two state-owned enterprises, they came to us and said, can you please come and talk to our team?
So really the satisfaction of one, the performance, two, the how, three, the satisfaction, again, I continue to say that one, by his or her team. That's a great achievement. Because he had just spoken on behalf of all, the ones who are here and the ones who are not here. Congratulations. Because for me, at the center of everything is the human being. And you don't need to, like he say, energy doesn't lie. Satisfaction doesn't also lie. If people are happy, you will see it. You don't need to imagine it, you just see it.
A delegation from the Malawi Revenue Authority, led by the chairman of its Finance and Audit Committee of the board, Arnold Mbwana, visited Namibia on a benchmarking exercise. The visit focused on learning from NamRA's experience with organizational structure, governance framework, and the operation of the Integrated Tax Administrative System, ITAS.
There is a way of managing developmental partners, and maybe let me run through them. Who do we have? We have IMF. We have IMF, and IMF is paying for my coaching. They pay on a monthly basis, and now they have also started. They also had a session with our executive, and we were also the one to push as well for IMF to come to Malawi for the coaching as well.
Wow.
Oh yes, and because we become the first Commissioner General to benefit from that, and I speak to Tabo Richama there that this is something that because they shared with the other continent. Because the thing is that we do not believe in only having one institution or one individual shining. If all of us can be there, because what happened in the past, Mr. Mbwana, is that tax administration we've been just focusing on core technical customs and domestic.
the warm welcome and hospitality. We had Mr. Stephen yesterday and the Director for Domestic Taxes, and also a big thank you to Moremo and team. They were with us up to maybe 10, 11 yesterday. So we did appreciate that you allowed us to come in, but also in terms of the things you're sharing. We look forward to the 2 days with a lot of expectations. So coming to us as the Malawi Revenue Authority, yes, we've been around for 25 years and we've gone through a lot of changes. And if you look at what Mr. Stephen said, what are you coming to learn from a 5-year-old? Mr. Stephen, I'll respond to that. I have a very good response to that. But I think we have done a lot of changes over the past 25 years. And coincidentally, we have got our 5-year strategic plan that comes to an end next year. On top of that, if you look at some of the management team here, is new to their roles. The CG, they became CG last year, for example. So we are at a space where we're looking forward to another 25 years. We want to set up a new strategy from next year for the next 5 years. We've got a team that is basically hungry. What new things can we do as far as the revenue or tax administration in Malawi is concerned?
The NamRA tug-of-war team remains undefeated. Following its triumph from the Public Enterprise Games last month, the team competing at the Kasi Corporate Tug-of-War League took top honors on 2nd of August 2025. Here to talk about the team's success is team manager Risto Leo.
Good day, viewers. My name is Risto Leo. I'm the captain of the NamRA tug-of-war team, currently the best tug-of-war team in the country. The past 2 weeks were very interesting. We took part in the PE games, what we call SOE games in Swakopmund, where we came victorious and we won gold. And last weekend, we finalized our Kasi tug-of-war league here in Windhoek, and again we took gold. We actually didn't lose any game. We played all 16 games and we won the league with 77 points. We are preparing to host the Salad games, that is next year in 2026. But in between there are still tournaments that we are going to take part, just to keep up our fitness up. So we have the NBC games that are coming up in September, and we'll continue training so that we can be ready come 2026. We have a lot of trophy to defend. We are the big machines. The country knows us by now. Everyone knows us that we are the big machines, and we will live up to that name.
Gondwana Collection Namibia is committed to being compliant with the revenue laws of Namibia. Having engaged the NamRA leadership this month, its managing director, Gijsberg Hubert, appealed to NamRA and other border agencies to work towards ensuring a pleasant border experience.
Things, and we say, but why? No, but you save tax. We say, no, we don't want to save tax. We want to pay our fair share. We don't want to pay less, and we don't want to pay more. Because, I mean, we are all in one boat in this country. So really, from the bottom of my heart, you know, the impact that you as an individual can show, what leadership can do, we can change the world. So thank you for that. Again, like I said, we are not this fancy. So also in terms of the agenda, there's quite a few things, and perfectly relevant people around the table.
NamRA, and to indicate that staff complement 1,444 now, that's where we are. And when we were building this institution, we are focusing on people, system, processes, and culture. with people. We're trying to have the right people in the right position. It's not always easy. 3 years ago, we have been voted the most cheerful, positive, motivated, energizing, entertaining public enterprise team in this, and it cannot be by mistake.
No.
3 consecutive years when we show up and people are saying, wow, how can these games be without NamRA? The energy, the dance, the song, the winning. Yeah.
After the break, we will be joined by Johanna Amukushu, Principal Customs and Excise Officer at the Windhoek Regional Office here at NamRA. Welcome back. We are now joined by Johanna Amukushu, a Principal Customs and Excise Officer at the Windhoek Regional Office here at NamRA. It's absolutely an honor to have you with us today, Johanna, and welcome to NamRA Kachenu.
Thank you, Jean-Ray, and thank you for having me in the studio.
Now, Johanna, just for us to know who we are talking to and to get to know you a little bit better, tell us, who is Johanna Amukushu, and give us a brief overview of your professional background.
Thank you for the question. Johanna Amukushu is already introduced. I'm the Customs and Excise Officer by profession, responsible for Windhoek Regional Office Customs Operations. My professional background really spans for 16 years. So I've been 16 years in the space of customs and excise, of which 11 I spent doing customs work at Ministry of Finance, and 4 years since the inception of NamRA. So having that period doing the customs work, it have given me an opportunity to have a comprehensive understanding of customs regulations, customs laws, procedures, as well as customs operations.
Wow, what a hub of knowledge we have with us here today. Now, being a Principal Customs and Excise Officer sounds like a significant role. Can you maybe give us an overview of your responsibilities, especially considering that you are in the largest region within Namibia?
Thank you. My role at NamRA, being a Principal Customs and Excise Officer, it has a wide range of responsibilities. We are a team of more than 75 NamRA stars that are visible doing this noble job around Windhoek as well as at Oshivarongo office. Now, you may recall that at NamRA we have what we call a NamRA leadership model. So I make use of the leadership model as one of the NamRA leader to execute and serve with passion, as well as working on NamRA, and also being a servant doing this worthy cause. Now, having that leadership model, it allows me to oversee and manage the team within the Windhoek Regional Office, whereby we enforce laws, and at the same time we collect revenue on behalf of the state, as well as coordinating and collaborate with various stakeholders, just in order to make sure that we lessen time and the cost it takes as the goods are moving in the supply chain.
Okay, now given your extensive experience in customs and excise, you are likely to have encountered various misconceptions. Are there any specific cases that you can share with us to also caution our traders that, you know, they shouldn't do these certain things?
Yes, indeed. Misconceptions have been encountered. And this surrounds really the 3 customs terminology that I would want to unpack to our viewers. And we speak of valuation, the value of the goods, and we speak of classification. Everything on the planet have its own commodity code as it arrives in the country, as it goes out of the country. And now with those 2 specifications, with regard to the specific cases, I would like to inform our viewers, our traders, and the whole trading community to ensure that they avoid the over or undervaluation, as well as misclassification, and certainly also to provide the accurate origin of goods, where the goods are arriving from. So having that, should we have that non-compliance to an end, it will really lessen the delays. But also, in this case, such misconceptions, they they lead to the imposition of penalties. So that is the message I would want to take out to our viewers there.
Now, tell me, Johanna, if I'm a trader and I'm not sure what is the valuation code or where to find these details, where can I find them?
In terms of, from the perspective of a trader, we have now what we call the electronic advance ruling, where our clients, in terms of importers or exporters, they can come through to NamRA offices, or they can come through to NamRA website, where they can go make use of the platform or initiative to have a predictability before their goods arrive. By then they should already know what are the values or what are the duties and taxes to be paid.
Now, Johanna, you work very closely with logistic providers and private sector partners. How do those collaborations help streamline processing and improve service delivery?
As you have just rightly said, Johanna, improving service delivery and really just streamlining processes, this can be enhanced through collaboration with logistics providers. We can talk of creating agents as an example. And you see, these partnerships create values in terms of how the movement of goods along the supply chain. And I can recall very well when we had an awareness session during the advance ruling session here in Windhoek on the 16th of June 2025, where the clearing agents brought forth their positive feedback in terms of how this is a major relief really to them, because it boosts the decision making to a trader, and it have also then allow us to encourage them in making use of the platform, making use of the initiative at the end of the day.
You really have been a hub of information, but unfortunately, every conversation has to come to an end. But to wrap up, are there any final messages you have for our traders, our importers, and the public at large?
Thank you, Johanna, for the question. And to the viewers, importers, exporters, traders, and the trading community at large, my message to you is to remain compliant and to declare your goods truthfully. Now, what does this truthfully means? It really surrounds providing accurate documentation, providing such as invoices, and because the invoices form part and parcel of the primary documentation to determine the calculations of duties and taxes. I could imagine the scenario whereby the non-compliance comes to an end and everything that is being declared is really truthfully, in the sense that there is no misdeclaration, and whatever is declared, it's truth as per the documentation, and in terms of the value, in terms of the classification, and in terms of portraying where the items are arriving from. That is the message I have for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Johanna. It has been absolutely a pleasure to have you here, and we wish you nothing but success here at NamRA.
Thank you very much, Johanna, for having me in the studio.
We will now take a very short break, but when we return, we will dive straight into educational topics. Don't go anywhere. We will now look at how to apply for an extension of temporary imports.
Good day, my name is Cynthia Mapenzi, working in NamRA, Trade Facilitation First Floor in Town Square, as a senior officer, documentation and procedures. We deal with extension for temporary importation. If a person wants to extend any temporary importation which came in the country, that's a floor where you can find us and extend. So we have two types of extension which we deal with. The first one is for ordinary companies or owner, which is IM5. The second one we deal with, the one for projects, which is international projects. We talk of mining, we talk of oil and gas exploration, we talk of roads. Those are the two types which we extend. During submission, you can send your documentation, email to us on trade facilitation at namra.org.na, or you are feel free to come through to Town Square, first floor, to trade facilitation. We will definitely extend your documentation. Thank you.
Here is how to apply for accreditation of Authorized Economic Operators, AEO.
Good day, my name is Clemens Kaura, an AEO expert from the AEO unit within NamRA. I am here today to talk to you about the application process for AEO. Now, the application process for AEO entails potential clients completing two forms, the application form and the self-assessment questionnaire. The self-assessment questionnaire allows the potential clients to self-assess themselves against the set criteria by answering truthfully each and every question pertaining to the criteria. Now, during this process, we employ what we call the hand-holding approach. This is where the AEO unit go out to the client's premises, assist them and guide them on the completion of the self-assessment questionnaire. For further information pertaining to the application process, please do send us an email at aeo@namra.org.na. Thank you.
Here are the trivia of duties.
Did you know NamRA issues taxpayer identification numbers, also known as TINs, for all registered taxpayers, and they are 8-digit numbers.
Do you need to make a payment for tax debt? Here are the available options for payment.
My name is Angela Kamui, Senior Revenue Treasury Officer at NamRA. I'm going to take you through the process of making payments to our NamRA offices. We have 4 modes of payments which are acceptable at our offices, which are direct deposits, cash payments, electronic fund transfers, and speed points machines. When making electronic fund transfers, we have 2 accounts available for our taxpayers, which is Receiver of Revenue, account 165001, and the VAT dedicated account 165060. When making a direct deposit, our taxpayers need to fill this deposit slip at their commercial bank. You need to have your TIN with you. The TIN consists of 8 characters, and then you should also know the period that you are making the payment for. When making an electronic fund transfer, for your penalty or interest liability due to NamRA, you use the EFT referencing example as shown on the screen. It also has 19 characters. But on the tax type and tax period, you put 999, indicating that the payment is account payment. When making electronic fund transfers, EFT referencing example is shown on the screen, which comprises of 19 characters. The taxpayer reference number comprises of 5 parameters, which are as follows. 1. Represent the payment method, in this case, EFT payment. 06. Office of registration or your return office. The 8th character represents your tax identification number. 14 is tax type, in this case, employees tax. 2018-06 is the tax period for which the payment is meant for.
In the previous episode, the question was, what document does NamRA issue to a pension or retirement fund before a pension is paid out to the taxpayer? The answer is, NamRA issues a tax directive. The question for this episode is, which revenue authority visited NamRA early in August 2025? Kindly email your answer to NamRA Kachenu at namra.org.na. The due date for submission is the 28th of August 2025. We will announce the winner in the next episode.
And with that, we wrap up this edition of NamRA Kachenu. We hope the information shared has been both insightful and valuable. Join us again in 2 weeks' time for more updates. Until then, stay informed and stay compliant. And from us here at NamRA Kachenu, goodbye.